Hey everyone, Henok here again. I know it's been a while since I posted my last video, so I actually just wanted to jump in here and make a quick video about something that I've been pondering for the past couple of weeks. Now, the topic that I want to talk about for today is the subject of anxiety. We've all experienced anxiety in one form or another, and I personally, the past couple of months have been somewhat difficult because I've been dealing with a lot of anxiety, this feeling of worry, this feeling of frustration. And so I actually wanted to make a video about the things that I'm trying in order to combat this feeling of anxiety, because that feeling of anxiety has a way of making you sit and think about the negative thoughts or drown in negative thoughts for an extended period of time, and that can be detrimental. So I actually wanted to share a few tips that I have been actually trying to implement in my own life in order to combat this feeling of anxiety. So we all have one of those days where we feel purposeful, driven, productive, where we feel like we're accomplishing things that are meaningful, and we go back to our home at the end of the day feeling satisfied, feeling like we're somebody, feeling like we matter. In contrast, we also have one of those days where we feel angry, frustrated, anxious about what's going to happen in the future. And like I said, this feeling of anxiety in many ways can be limiting, debilitating, for lack of a better word. And unless we have a way of combating this feeling, it can be detrimental to our lives. So I want to share a few things that I've been trying for the past couple of months that I believe could also help you combat this constant feeling of anxiety. The first thing that I believe matters the most is prayer. Waking up early in the morning, before you go on your phone and start scrolling through social media, before you eat, before you do anything, the first thing that I believe we should all do is dedicate a considerable amount of our time to prayer. A prayer is a way of showing gratitude for the things that you've been given in this life, because life has a way of making us think or making us focus on the things that we don't have. But when you pray, if you try to focus on things that you already have, it can be a great way for you to have a mindset shift before you even begin your day. And one priest, I remember, I think it was Father Josiah Trenum, I saw in a video on YouTube, here on YouTube. I'm actually going to link the video here on the description. I heard that priest say that a prayer that is full of gratitude roots our feet in the soil of reality. So like I said, if we live our lives without dedicating any time to our spiritual well-being, the world has a way of making us think that we're never enough, we never have enough, and we are never enough ourselves. And we have this feeling of constantly seeking something more, seeking something better, which is not a bad thing per se, but if that's the only thing that you're constantly thinking about, that can, rob you of your peace of mind. And peace of mind is priceless. So I highly recommend starting your day before you do anything else by dedicating time to prayer, because I feel like it has worked for me, and I don't see no reason why it shouldn't work for you as well. The second thing, which I think is really important, is having some sort of plan, okay? Before you even begin your day, preferably the night before, try to note down 2 or 3 things that you want to accomplish the following day. And having a plan to follow through gives us an idea of what our main objectives are for the day. Because this feeling of anxiety, frustration often comes from not knowing what we're supposed to do. So if you sit down at the end of the day, focus, and try to write a couple of things that you want to accomplish for the following day, it will give us, as we begin our day the next day, it will give us some sort of purpose, some sort of drive to accomplish the things that we said we were going to do the previous night. So having a list, some sort of list, I'm not saying it should be many, like 5, 10 number of things that we should accomplish. Try to have at least 2 or 3 main things that you need to accomplish for that specific day. And as you go throughout your day, having that roadmap, some sort of roadmap for you to follow, will give you that sense of purpose, okay? It will start making you feel like you're not wasting your time. You're actually spending your time on things that matter. So in order for you to do that, you have to plan first. So like I said, don't make it too much. 2 or 3 important things is enough. The third important and often overlooked area of our lives that we should focus on in order to combat anxiety is exercise. I know living in this fast-paced world, it's almost impossible to buy ourselves some time to rest, let alone exercise. But I found that whenever I exercise, I experience this feeling of relief. I feel like exercise is a great way to blow off some steam, to let off all of the stress, frustration of the day. That's why I personally prefer doing it after work. And so once you start incorporating exercise as part of your daily routine, it's almost like you have this outlet of constantly getting rid of frustration, stress, all of the things that worry you by doing exercises that last anywhere between 20 to 30 minutes. I'm not saying you should do any rigorous exercise. You can do some cardio and some weightlifting, and that has in a weird way worked for me. When you think about it, not only are you taking care of your physical health, but you're also taking care of your mental health as well, which I think is really, really important. The last thing that I personally think could help us combat this constant feeling of anxiety is dedicating some time to educate yourself. This could be reading a book, reading an article, it could be taking a course, anything that makes you feel like you're making progress on a specific subject. This makes you feel like you're not stuck in some place, you're actually improving, you're actually working your way towards something. And in a weird way, this actually makes me feel like, actually there's nothing weird about it, it actually makes me feel like I'm doing something purposeful, and that is a great feeling. Especially in this social media age, most of us spend hours and hours of our valuable time scrolling through social media, consuming garbage, basically garbage, things that have no meaning in our life, things that add nothing to our personal lives. And yet we dedicate hours and hours of our lives to these things. And I feel like instead of doing that, dedicating some time to educate yourself and dedicating some time to improving areas where you think you need improvement is a great way to help you combat anxiety. And so I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like I said, much like everyone else, I experience anxiety on a constant basis. And these are the things that I'm actually trying to implement in my personal life in order to combat these feelings. Start your day with prayer. I cannot emphasize this enough. It's really, really important. If you don't do anything else, please make sure that you start your day with prayer. Nothing else really matters. Secondly, have some sort of plan. Thirdly, exercise. Lastly, educate yourself on a daily basis, and the results will speak for themselves, I guess. This is something that I'm trying to implement in my life, and I wish for you guys to start implementing it as well. All right, guys, until the next video, bye-bye.